Hi, welcome to RS2261 and also RS2261DL1 if you're taking this course totally online. This course is called Roman Catholicism. My name is Dr. David Wheeler Reed. You can call me Dr. Wheeler Reed if you want. You can also refer to me as David if you would prefer. I don't really feel a need to be formal with all of you. What I want to do here, though, is go through the syllabus with you and go through the course with you, just a basic overview of the course. Also, my expectations, how we'll be running the course, what the course is all about, all those sorts of things that you normally do on the first day of a class. So, again, this is RS2261 and RS226DL1, and this is Roman Catholicism. And since we are doing this as an accelerated degree course, I should tell you that we are going to end up, the bad news is, I should say, is we are going to end up exploring a lot of ideas and a lot of topics very rapidly and very quickly. The good news is I am going to try and make this as easy as I can for you because of the amount of information we are going to be going through in the next 8 weeks. So let me start off with giving you the course description and explaining a bit more about the course description. If you haven't already, I would print out your syllabus and just follow along with me as I go through your syllabus, which is available on the course website, on the e-learning website. First of all, Roman Catholicism, at least as it's explained in the course catalog here at Albertus, is a course that explores the beliefs, practices, and institutions of the Roman Catholic Church in light of contemporary questions, trends, and perspectives. I'm sure, as you already know, Albertus Magnus College is a Roman Catholic college. It is also a Roman Catholic college in the Dominican tradition. If you know nothing about the Dominicans and always have wondered who they are, we will talk about them in this course. They are one of the major orders in the Roman Catholic Church, along with the Franciscans and the Jesuits and many others. So part of the reason why you take a course called Roman Catholicism is simply because this is a Roman Catholic college. But that isn't the only reason you take a course like this. This course could easily be called Church History, or you could also call this course, at least a good chunk of this course, a history of Western Civ, a history of Western Europe, because so much of Roman Catholic Church history dominates Western civilization and Western history and the history of Europe, and even to an extent some of the early history of the United States. So if you aren't Catholic, there's no reason to fear. This course will introduce you to a lot of European history, which for centuries was simply Roman Catholic history. And if you're Protestant, one of the great things about this course is you will learn a lot about why you are Protestant and why you aren't Catholic. If you're Eastern Orthodox, you will also learn the differences between Roman Catholicism, Protestantism, and Eastern Orthodoxy. So there's a lot that's going to go on in this class. In fact, what we're basically doing is exploring 2,000 years, not just of church history, but of parts of Western civilization, parts of things that have gotten us to where we are now in the modern world in the 21st century. So yes, this is an exploration of beliefs, practices, and institutions of the Roman Catholic Church, but it's also more than that. So as I said, you're going to be getting a lot thrown at you in the next 8 weeks. If you look under the program and course offering information, a lot of the things that are here are simply for your information. The program under which this course is offered is Philosophy and Religion. Our class meetings, you can see the days of the week and times there. Now, I should explain something to you at this point, which I will come back to again as we go through the syllabus. Obviously, those of you, if you are taking this course totally online, you do not meet on campus during the week. If you are in what's called the blended version of the course, then yes, you meet on campus once a week. So there are two versions of this course going on at the same time. There is a blended version of this course going on, and then a totally online version of this course going on at the same time. Even though there are specific times set for this course, I do not expect any of you to have the week's worth of work done until Sunday at midnight. I'll explain a bit more about that when we actually get to what you're going to do week one, what you're going to do week two. I don't expect you on Tuesday to have this done and on Thursday have this done. My expectation is that you have Friday, Saturday, and then till Sunday at midnight to do the entire week's worth of work. Now, I don't recommend waiting till the last minute to do this because, as you'll see, some weeks there's a lot of work. But you have week to week, basically. I count weeks from Sunday to Sunday just to give you a bit more time. This is for 3 credits, and yes, this is not a misprint. You do not have a textbook for this course. There is so much information that I will be throwing at you in the lectures, in the PowerPoints, that you won't really have time to read a textbook on Roman Catholic Church history. If you saw an introductory textbook for Roman Catholic Church history, you would probably drop this course immediately because an introductory textbook on Roman Catholic Church history is at least 1,000 pages because we're dealing with 2,000 years of church history. So I don't want to, I want you to pay attention to the information I'm going to be giving you in the lectures more than reading a book alongside with the lectures. Under instructor information, you can see my name there. The easiest way to contact me is at my albertus.edu email address. I have a policy of getting back with you within 24 hours. It's usually quicker than that, much faster than that, especially throughout the duration of the course. I will be very mindful of this and try to respond to you within 30 minutes to an hour. Now, please don't be worried if I take an entire day to respond to you. That doesn't mean anything. It just means I'm very busy, or I'm thinking about an answer to whatever you wrote. And also, if you write me and I say, I don't know, we should meet and talk about this, that is not a bad thing. That just means I think that whatever we're discussing needs more attention than a very simple email. So my policy is to always get back to you as soon as I can. If you need immediate attention, please feel free to call me at 203-780-1326. Office hours are by appointment, or we can meet before or after class. So feel free to write whenever you're lost or whenever you have a question or whenever you want some clarification on something. Make sure you get in touch with me ASAP, and you're not going to bother me writing me emails with questions. That's part of what I'm here for. If you flip over to the next page, there are several things that you should be aware of. I just would ask that you read through these things. I'm going to assume if you continue on with the course that you have read all of this and that you understand all of this and that you were living by this and abiding by the tradition of honor at Albertus Magnus College, intellectual honesty, appropriate classroom conduct, so on and so forth. Please also be aware of the policies for withdrawing from a course and the etiquette for blended and online courses. If you are taking, especially if you're taking this course online, make sure you've looked through Albertus's Netiquette guide. If you flip over to page 3, yes, attendance is mandatory for this course. For online only students, I will basically give you attendance based on you having completed the week's worth of assignments. If you are in the blended course, part of your attendance is obviously me seeing you during the portion of the course where we meet on campus. Uh, Again, even though attendance is mandatory and it's 25% of your grade, a quarter of your grade, uh, there are acceptable excuses if you are sick, if somebody in your family is ill, if there's a death in the family, all those sorts of things are part of acceptable excuses. All I ask is that you let me know that um, you are going to need more time to complete assignments, things like that, that you keep me in the know on those things. And I will work with you as best as I can to keep you on track. You are responsible, though, for getting the course information, listening to the lectures, etc., doing your own work. This is going to probably seem very, very strange to you, but basically here's what's going on. You have attendance, which is going to count for 25% of your grade, and then you're going to have weekly quizzes. Now you will have on average 3 of these per week. They will coincide with the lecture material. Basically, these quizzes are going to be 5 questions, multiple choice, true, false, on occasion a fill in the blank here and there. So they will total 15 points per week. There's one week, I think, where you have 1 quiz, and then there's 1 week where you have 4. And basically what these quizzes are is they are quizzes that are designed for me to tell you, out of this lecture you listen to, here are 5 things I want you to take away from this. It might be a person, it might be a date, it might be a term or an idea. Yes, you can use your notes. Yes, you can use the information from the PowerPoints. You have unlimited time to take these quizzes, but you can only take the quiz once. So the second you hit the final submit button, you can't retake the quiz. I will only ever get the very first grade for the quiz. So you can take 8 hours to take a 5-question quiz if you want. But once you hit submit, then there's that quiz is submitted to me, and that becomes part of your grade. Now, I'm not going to give you any tests because this is a summer course, but what I would recommend you do is listen to a lecture, then take the corresponding quiz to that lecture. Go on to the next lecture, then take the corresponding quiz. If you are in the blended version of this course, you will listen to 1 lecture which will correspond to your Tuesday course, and then you will come in on Thursday, and I will do 2 lectures, cover 2 topics on Thursday, and then after that you can go and take your quizzes over the weekend. So 25% of your grade is attendance, 75% is your weekly quizzes. And this may sound like a lot, or it may sound simple, but there is so much information we have to cover in this course that I want to get, I want to create something that is reasonable for us to do in such a short amount of time and an objective way for me to grade you and for you to track your own progress in this course. As far as course objectives go, course objectives and learning outcomes, this is how you evaluate me, this is how you evaluate the course, this is how you evaluate yourself. At the end of this course, here are some of the big things I want you to get from Roman Catholicism. I want you to understand about Roman Catholicism. First, I want you to be able to list and talk about the three major periods of Roman Catholic Church history. We will talk about this very early on, the first week of the course. This will help you put this 2,000 years of history into easier to understand time periods. Second, at the end of this course, you should be able to differentiate between Catholicism, all the different branches, well, not all of them, but many of the different branches of Protestantism, and then something like Greek and Russian Coptic Orthodoxy. So if you've ever wondered, well, what is the difference between a Protestant and a Catholic, this course will get into that. And I will give you the main branches of Protestantism that came out of the Reformation and point to how these different branches now fit into all the different Protestant denominations. So if you've even wondered about your own history, you should learn that through this course. You should also, by the end of this course, be able to reflect on the Catholic Church's embrace and struggle with rationalism, modernism, postmodernism, and the Enlightenment. A lot of these isms may not make sense to you right now. They will as we go throughout this course. Rationalism, the Enlightenment, things like that are also part of 17th, 18th, and 19th century European history. It's something that we are all still wrestling with and dealing with, whether somebody's Catholic or not, whether they're Christian or not, here in the 21st century. You should be able, at the completion of this or at the end of this course, to list some of the most important popes in Roman Catholic Church history, especially the important ones in the 20th century and now in the 21st century. You should be able to list the reasons for the Protestant Reformation, and you should be able to reflect on and intelligently talk about the impact of Roman Catholic Church history on all of Western civilization, because a lot of Western history for a very long time is simply the history of the Catholic Church. The history of Europe for a very long time is the history of the Roman Catholic Church. Now, your learning outcomes are similar to the course objectives. So by the time you finish this course, you should either be able to know or demonstrate the 7 sacraments of the Catholic Church. These are very important in the lives of Catholics and in the lives of the Church today. The Roman Catholic Church has 7 sacraments. Protestants have fewer. You should know and be able to give a basic outline of the history of the Catholic Church, filling in some blanks to those 3 different eras of the Catholic Church, of Catholic Church history. You should know the importance of Vatican II in the life of modern Catholicism, this very important event that occurred in the 1960s, which totally changed the Catholic Church. You should know the basic theology of Catholicism, how it understands God, Jesus, the Trinity, even morality, all those sorts of things. Again, you should be able to talk about the differences between Catholicism, Protestantism, and Orthodoxy. Something that's going to be a major theme throughout this course is the both and tradition of Catholicism. We will talk about that week 1. Catholicism is not an either or religion, contrary to what some Catholics think. It is a both and religion. And you should have a basic knowledge or demonstrate this or know why the Catholic Church is an important force still in the 21st century world in which we live in. So that's a basic outline of the course, some of the things you're going to be learning. So let me turn here to the weekly schedule and get you set up for our first week. Again, all of your work should be finished by Sunday at midnight. So even though class technically starts during the week, I don't expect your work to be done on Tuesday and Thursday. I expect you to get all of your work done by the end of the weekend. what I've done is put our 8 weeks down on the syllabus. I've given you the dates for these weeks, and even though the dates correspond to the Tuesday and Thursday sessions of the course, you don't have to do everything on Tuesday and Thursday. You are responsible, in other words, for your own time management. But the very first week, so you have your dates, you have the topics you're going to be covering. We're going to talk about why bother with church history, and then we'll also talk about Jesus' life and the first believers. I always put down the learning objectives for each week, so I want you the first week to simply reflect on why is it important to even study history and know history, both modern history and ancient history. Your only big reading assignment for this week is to go through the syllabus, make sure you understand it, and then your homework assignment, as you can see there under week 1, is to listen to the online lectures. And I'm going to try to ease you into this. So you have 2 lectures this week. If you're taking this course online, you will listen to both of these lectures online. If you are doing this course as a blended course, you will listen to 1 lecture online, and you will come in and have the next lecture on Thursday when we meet at the Albertus Magnus campus. So you're going to read the syllabus. There is a small, brief little writing assignment for you that you will find where it says Introduction to the Course at the very top of your e-learning website. I want you to introduce yourself to me and to the rest of the class. And then you only have 1 quiz this week, so you can see what these quizzes are like, which is going to be on the lecture, Jesus' Life and the First Believers. We will do this quick discussion of who is Jesus, who were his followers, who were the early Christians, because obviously any church history, whether it's Catholic, Protestant, is going to start with Jesus and his first followers. And I try to always put down for you each week, these are estimates or guesstimates of the duration that all of this work will take you. So as you'll notice, some weeks are only 2 to 3 hours, some weeks are 4, some weeks are 4 to 5. So you might want to look ahead and plan ahead. And as you'll see when we get into week 2, there's 3 lectures and 3 quizzes. And that will be the norm for most of the week, the weeks that we are in class together and going through this course, Roman Catholicism. So ease yourself into this, but be mindful of the fact that it takes off quickly, because this is a truncated course that's normally done for undergraduate students during a 16-week semester for day students, and here we are doing it in an 8-week period, so we're basically going through 2 weeks every week of a normal 16-semester course. So keep up with everything as best as you can. Again, when you take these quizzes, I am looking for you to find the big ideas and think about the big ideas of a lecture. And again, there isn't a textbook that you use for this course because there is so much information in this course. So that's it for now. After you have completed all of this here this weekend, I will start putting up the lectures and the quiz for week 1. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to write me and I will get back to you ASAP.